Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Kanastep and this is going to be part 4 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as the Julii. And in the last episode I did finally take Batavium, and that has solidified my hold on northern Italy. And in this episode I will be venturing out to take Narbo Martius. This is a Senate objective, so I'm basically skipping over the rebel-held Massilia to go after another Gallic town here. And yeah, that will mean that I will have taken 3 settlements off of the Gauls by the time this is all said and done. And this is a pretty good start for me, I think. You know, despite the hiccups here in Batavium, I think that ended up going okay for me. Now, I am pretty much broke, so that's a little bit scary, but yeah, I think before I get on into this episode, though, there are a couple things, housekeeping sort of things that I want to talk about. In regards to this channel. I know that there are a lot of new people who have been joining this channel recently. Oh, actually, I completely forgot. In my last episode that I recorded for my medieval Egypt campaign, I completely forgot. Yeah, I hit 1K. I hit 1,000 subscribers. So finally, I'm saying it on video. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. It has been just an incredible run for me. To hit this far, and it's been very exciting to see how excited a lot of you all are as well. That's just been something that I guess I didn't expect. I expected, you know, a certain passion for this franchise and these games that I'm playing, but to see this level of excitement for this channel is something that I wasn't expecting. So that feels incredible. It really just feels incredible, and I can't let you all know enough how grateful I am for all of the support, all of the conversations that we've had, and yeah, let's keep going. You know, it's just been really fun. So that's the first thing that I needed to say. Secondly, because there are a lot of newer viewers, there's something that I should say that a lot of the older viewers already know by now, but that is, so when I'm playing these games and I'm learning about them essentially, and I'm learning about certain mechanics that in some ways don't play the way that I want them to play. Sometimes mechanics seem a little bit cheesy, or not authentic to, you know, reality, and I get that in a game there's only so much you can do with that, but when I see these mechanics and I set these like sort of house rules for myself, that's not really set in stone, I don't think. I think that in the past I've shown with Shogun and Medieval that there are times, well, I think I'm going to play a certain way, and I do, you know, maybe for a year or two. But if it's not working, and I decide that, you know, maybe the mechanic is worth revisiting and maybe rechecking in on, that's always a possibility. That's always something that I'm open to. I'm also open to the discussion at all times regarding these things. I'm not saying this on video right now to shut this down. I'm not saying this to say, stop telling me to play a certain way. By all means, if you think that maybe I've glossed over something, in some cases you're wrong, and I have talked about it, or maybe I know about it, but it's always worth bringing up just in case, just because it's worth a discussion. In this case, in this game, there's a few things that have been brought up that I'm aware of, and sometimes I just forget to talk about them because I try to get these videos done in an hour, and going on these rants and talking about stuff while also playing the game does really cram my time up a bit. So maybe I haven't gotten around to everything. So yes, in this game, I know about the population migration strategy, you know, essentially training peasants and then bringing them to a different province, a smaller town, a smaller settlement, and then disbanding those peasants to make that population grow faster. It's a very strong mechanic. It's very fun. It's very flavorful. The only reason why I hesitate to use it is just because it's a bit of a unfair boost, just because the AI doesn't seem to also use that mechanic. The mechanic itself is wonderful. It works, and it's flavorful, and it fits, and it's real. It's what people did. It's what rulers did, you know, resettle areas, right? So it's fantastic. It really is. And it's one of those things that I might revisit at some point. It's something that for now, I'm reserving it for mid to late game usage. If I really need to find a way to curb the squalor issues in a certain high population settlement, then that's something that I will do. But I'm trying to avoid it for early game rush strategies that will give me an early edge over the AI, essentially is what I'm trying to say there. Another thing in this game is the ancillaries, essentially the immortal ancillaries. And there was some interesting discussions brought up in that regard that almost changed my mind. And I might still change my mind, but for now, I'm not using the immortal ancillaries. For those of you who do not know, these ancillaries, let me just kind of show you. So I have 3 characters in this army here in Patavium, and they all have these ancillaries, the H Retainer and the Drill Master. Let's see, you have a Freeman Clerk, and they all have very powerful traits, and you can make these guys essentially live forever by bringing these characters together in a stack as they are right now, and then you can just bring these guys down and you can place them in any other character, and this way you can sort of build these uber characters. And it was brought up, this is something that was talked about. I don't really like this because it makes these people immortal. Immortal in a game where everyone else is mortal. The characters are mortal. The agents are mortal. The soldiers are so mortal. But the ancillaries won't be if you do this. However, it's interesting though. It was brought up by one of my viewers that this could be seen more of an abstract and not so much like a person, but more of like an office, right? That can be bestowed upon someone. And that's an interesting way of looking at it. Also, I do understand that, you know, young people who were in line for rulership, leadership, of course they were schooled in the ways of leadership. Of course they were. Of course they were surrounded by these types of people. And that's another interesting way of looking at it. I still don't like it for now, just for me. And when I say these things, you play however you want. I don't care. You play however you want. When I'm making like these judgments, I'm just saying it for myself. Like I'd rather not play this way for now, but I do reserve the decision to change my mind at some point. So yeah, that's how that goes. And this has happened. It's one of the funnest things for me about playing these games, and really kind of like dialing in on one game over the course of a couple of years is because it really allows me to evolve, essentially, as a Shogun player, as a medieval player. The campaigns that I'm playing in my 1530 Shogun, they're different. They're very, very different than how I play my campaigns and my Sengoku Jedi campaigns. You know, and I'm looking forward to finishing my campaigns in the early campaign in medieval so that, you know, I'm going to have a completely different playstyle when I play my high campaigns in medieval. Unfortunately, Rome doesn't have those like different campaigns essentially, other than the DLC campaigns. So hopefully I can evolve within the playthroughs, sort of. We will see how that goes. But in any case, that's that out of the way, and then I have one more rant I need to get through. And this is into the actual gameplay mechanics itself. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. I've been thinking about this for months, how I'm going to address this in video, and it's kind of funny that it's taken my 4th episode for me to finally get around to this, but here we go. It's time to talk about this page here. In short, I don't think this means anything. Like at all. Now, take that with a grain of salt. Less than a grain of salt. I only have one campaign, full finished campaign, playing as the Julii on easy difficulty. That's my only finished campaign in this game at all. So, hear me out though. There's a few sources that in what? So, for instance, I know there's Melkor. Melkor is a YouTuber who is probably has the largest Rome centric YouTube, Rome Total War YouTube channel there is. He has returned recently to YouTubing, so all hail the king. He is back, and he is someone who I've read a comment. He left a comment on one of Volan's videos recently where he straight up just said he thinks that this screen doesn't mean anything, and I agree with him. And yeah, just based on my experience as well, in game you can really like hit a lot of the Senate missions, and it's I don't know if I got above 7. Maybe I got to 8, but I don't think is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 7. I don't know if I ever got to 8. And maybe that just takes a lot more, but I don't know. And then for the people as well, the people, like, this is supposed to be how much the people love you, right? In this case, there's only, two peoples, and there's 3 for the Brutii and the Scipii. And this, again, is supposed to be linked to, like, in theory, it's linked to how much settlements you've taken and how victorious you've been. Well, I've taken 3 settlements, and the Scipii have taken Carolus. Okay, so they've taken Carolus, and the Brutii have taken Apollonia, and that's it. So my 3 settlements to their 2, and yet somehow, we're looking at this. So that's not making a lot of sense. The Senate, I mean, I understand the Senate missions do give me rewards, so there is that in play, but I don't think that in regards to the Civil War, and that's what this is all supposed to really lead up to, is telling you kind of the framework for how the Civil War works and how it starts. I don't think this has anything to do with that. I don't think so. Now, Melkor made a video a while back where he was talking about how the Civil War gets activated. And now, I don't agree with what he was saying, but I think he was really close. What he was saying was that the Civil War is procced simply by how many territories the Roman factions take. And it's a little bit different for each one. So for the Brutii and the Scipii, the number was like around the 36 or 37 settlements, somewhere around there. And for the Julii, it was a few more. It was like around the 39 range, I think. I should have rewatched that video just to get the numbers right. But it was something like that, where the settlements for the Julii was like a little bit more to proc than for the Brutii or the Scipii. Well, if you know me, I don't like arbitrary numbers, and that just didn't really vibe with me. That didn't make sense. And as I played my first campaign, I kept my eyes on that. I was looking at it, and I was thinking, okay, well, I hit my 39 provinces taken at one point. Still no Civil War messages. My people thing was, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7, can't quite remember. Then, okay, how about 40 settlements? Still nothing. 41, still nothing. 42. I can't remember when it finally did proc, but then I started to keep my eye on something else. Because I was thinking, why would the Julii, like Melkor found this to be true in his playthroughs, in his testing, right? But why would the numbers be different for the Roman factions? Again, that's just arbitrary. It doesn't make any sense. But what was clicking though eventually, and this is something that I think that he was getting very close to figuring out, and I'm saying this like I know it to be true. I don't have the hours in this game to confirm these things, so I should not be talking like I'm an expert. I'm not. I'm far from it. But this is what I started looking at. You can look at like this graph. It'll show you stuff, and one of the things it will show in here, population. Yeah, this is the total population that I have for my entire faction. And so what is that? What would you call that? Like 10,000, 14,000 maybe? I'm not quite. This is a little bit, I wonder if this is different because of the unit scaling, because I thought that, these numbers look a little bit different to me than what I remember. But this is what I started looking at when I was counting down, however long it took for me to proc a Civil War. And for me, it hit like in between the final two numbers. For me, in my playthrough, I thought the number was 45,000, but it clearly that could not be the case because this is 40,000. So I don't know what that would be. That would be what, like 36,000 would be the number if we're looking at halfway between 32 and 40. So maybe that's what I'm looking at, and that's what I want to keep an eye on here, is that where does this war proc in regards to the population of my total empire? And there's, in my understanding, there is two different ways for a civil war to happen. You can essentially get the people's support, and that's what this is supposed to mean, is that when you have enough people support, then you can march on Rome itself, right? You can start the civil war on your own terms. And that can be a good thing. And I think that that's the one that procs when you hit sort of a bottom tier of level, like not bottom tier, but sort of like the bottom level of population. And then there's sort of like the Senate hatred, or should I say the Senate fear of you. And that's supposed to... See, this is where I don't really understand. Are you supposed to essentially at some point start to fail your missions on purpose, or just because they get too difficult, or what? And then this lowers, and then they hate you? Does this mean that you can proc a Senate induced civil war earlier in the campaign by just ignoring them? I've never heard anyone say that's true. So I don't know if that's true. I've seen people say, no, I'm just going to ignore the Senate and it doesn't really mean anything and blah, blah, blah. They just want to play their own way and they're not going to listen to this. And the only repercussions of that is that they won't get the Senate rewards. That's it. There's no like early civil war because the Senate's pissed at you. So I'm wondering, because I have heard that there is a second way to proc a civil war, and that's where the Senate asks you to fall on your sword, to commit suicide. Your leader has to commit suicide. And you can apparently say, yes, I will do that, and then have your leader kill himself, and then you will continue on with your faction heir. But then I think at some point the Senate will ask you to do that again, and eventually you're supposed to say no, and then that procs the civil war. So based on, and this is, we are into the territory of me just purely guessing at this point, what would that mean then? And I'm wondering if that is the next level of population. So if the first level where you can start a civil war is in between these last two numbers here, maybe that second level happens when you reach the top and they say, okay, no longer can you start the civil war on your own terms. It's time for you to make a decision. Is it war or not? And I'm really curious, first off, to hear your thoughts on this. I feel crazy saying any of this, just because I have never seen anyone else say any of this, and it's like anxiety inducing, because there's like I feel like there's no way that I could just have come up with something that I've not seen any information on. It seems like everyone except for Melkor seems to think that this means something. And I feel like I'm crazy going counter to what everyone believes in this game, but I just don't see it. I don't see it, and I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this. And I'm really curious if I'm right. I can't be the first person. I can't be. It is impossible. This game is too popular. Even though the documentation from the developers on this game is pretty light, the amount of testing done by people who have played this game is heavy. So there must be something that I've missed. Someone must have said something about this, if I'm right, and I just haven't seen it yet, or I'm completely wrong. This means everything, and that means Melkor is wrong as well. But I'm already calling him wrong because I don't think it's the settlement number that procs the civil war. I think it's the population number. Anyway, that's my little spiel there. I'm very, very interested to see. We'll watch this campaign and to see how this turns out. Yeah. But for now, I'm going to continue to be the Senate's good little puppy, good little guard dog, because I'm going to do everything that they tell me to do. I actually like the rewards that they give, although some of the rewards do simply just increase Senate popularity. So if I'm saying that that doesn't mean anything, then that's kind of a wasted reward. Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't get me anything, would it? I wonder, actually. I wonder if failing Senate missions starts to get them to ask you to do even harder missions, which drops your favor with them even more. Because I feel like everything that I've gotten has been pretty achievable, I think. Anyway, moving on to the actual campaign. I think I can attack... I guess I'll attack this army first. Here, that's a 3-unit army here outside of Narbo Martius. And there is 2 units inside of Narbo Martius, including a warband unit. A tier 1 wooden palisade. And I'm bringing my navy back on over to my Italian heartlands here because I'm going to have to get some people back on a boat and send them back over to reinforce this, because this is not going to be enough to hold on to Narbo Martius if and when I take it. So I will need more. However, that's where things get a little bit dicey because I don't have any money. I'm completely broke. I have 7 money left in my treasury. And yeah, that kind of hurts. Now, I was thinking about building a port here in Patavium. I did have enough money to put that into play. Let me rethink that. Same thing with retraining this town watch. So back up to 781 denarii, and I think most of that's from pillaging Patavium when I took it. So let's rethink things. A strategy that I saw in regards to Patavium when I was scouring YouTube for strategies in this game, there's this YouTube channel run by a guy called Old Total Warrior, and that guy, this guy really knows his shit because his tactics are pretty meta, but also like pretty interesting to watch. And his idea with Patavium is, this is some of the highest. Let's see if I can find it. What am I doing? What am I doing? Man, I'm just like lost. Here I am. So if you're looking at this, they're based on their farming. They are getting 6.5 population growth. Actually 7 and 0.5 of that, or 1% of that's being reduced by squalor. And they do have a tier 1 farm building, the land clearance as well. Or no, they don't. I could build this. Okay, yes. So because of they have insane population growth, because they start at 3,500 people inside, the idea that Old Total Warrior talked about is making Batavia, like, get this to be a minor city, your tier 3 minor city, and that way you can get archers out as fast as possible. And I kind of like that idea. Now it does make it so that, so the idea of rushing Patavium to be a minor city is no training, no retraining. Just build the buildings that boost population and then lower taxes to get that up even higher. And try to get that 6,000 people as fast as possible. It's an interesting tactic. Now, it does basically keep me at 3 settlements where I am training units. Here in Arretium, Ariminum, and Mediolanium. Segesta, I don't want to train anything for the same reason. This is a small town, and I want to get to 2,000 people so that I can do anything with Segesta. I need to just get to that large town so that I can, you know, make that town worth anything. So, not using Patavium for any training does kind of, you know, handicap me in a way. It does. It's a little tricky. But I'm kind of tempted to go for it. Like, lower taxes and then build something that's going to increase population growth. Like, the port was going to give me money, but like, not, like 150 is good. It's like 160-ish is good. What would the land clearance give me? So this is like 70-ish. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, not as much money, and I do need money. So is that the route that I want to go? Roads... Roads are good. And they're cheaper. They don't boost anything. They just, you know, make it faster to travel. Travel around the region. How are my finances looking? So it says I'm going to be making... I will be up to 2,500 next turn. That's something. It's tempting just to go with roads. Now, series would boost the population growth, so that's another temptation. So let's see if I did that. Yeah, that would boost up to 7% as well. Tempting. Let's see. The sewers also would boost population growth. So there's a lot of options here. Let's go with... Gosh, I don't... The thing with basic roads is that I have a feeling that the Senate's going to ask me to go in this direction and possibly take the settlement that's down here. Is it Segestica? I can't quite remember. But that seems to be the case. It seems like a lot of times after I take my second settlement that the Senate tells me to, a lot of times they will, you know, send me to the other side of the Adriatic. So I'm tempted to get basic roads just to get that out of the way. It only takes one turn and it's cheap. And it's getting a discount as well because of one of my characters in here. So let's do that. And yeah, let's not retrain anyone or recruit anything. I like that better. Then I have a little bit more money to spend. So I could... What do I want to train? I could train... Ooh, I could barely train one unit of Equites. Oh, that's tempting. Because I could use Equites over here in this army. This army is pretty one-dimensional. It just has a bunch of Hastati, one banged up Velite, and 2 generals. And I think they will get the job done for this, but it could use some more backups. And I'm going to need some backups. I have a new family member here, 16 years old, just came of age, Amulius Julius. Pretty useless, but, you know, he does have a unit of bodyguards escorting him, so just using him as a, you know, unit of heavy cavalry, I suppose, would be the answer. And I should probably get you out of his settlements. You should not be in Iridium because you are giving a 10% penalty to all trade income. So you're hurting my finances. Yeah, so you should probably just hang out here. Like, and just wait for the boat to come pick you up. And then I probably also should get at least one of these guys over as well. And I'm thinking about sending my faction leader to send him to Narbo Martius. Now it's risky, you know, that's my front lines. But these guys, Quintus Julius and then my faction heir, Lucius Julius, they both have traits that can reduce the construction costs of buildings. So like, yeah, 10% discount on construction costs for very lively. And then I believe Lucius Julius, this is going to do 10% discount on unit training costs. Then just lively is 5% discount on construction costs. So I'm thinking about keeping these guys back here in these regions to assist in training and construction, just to shave some monies off of the costs. And my faction leader does not have any of those traits. He's you know, a decent general, but he doesn't have lively or very lively. He's a good defender, 5-star general when defending, and local hero does give +1 morale. So yeah, I'm considering sending him. Yeah, you can go that way. And then you can also go there as well. And then I'm very tempted to send these guys out and start building forts just to protect myself. I suppose, you know, even I think that this province is a long province that stretches east to west. So that means that I'm not bordering the Germans yet until someone takes this. So I don't think it's a super, you know, top priority to guard my mountain passes yet. A fort does cost 500 denarii as well, so I can't even afford one. But I think I should send down... Yeah, these two town watch can also join up. It's not going to be much in the way of reinforcements. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. No, it's going to be fine. Yeah, Blueface is fine. Blueface is fine, and then... Yeah, train up one unit of Equites. They might take a turn or two to get over there.
Ready to sail.
But I think that's going to be worth it, so... Yeah, that leaves me with 1 denarii left. Now, should I do anything? I have a spy as well, and... He's not going to make it to Narbo Martius in time to assist in this. So, It depends in which direction the Senate is going to send me in. Now, it's interesting down here. In fact, you know, I'm tempted to just send him over here to take a look. Let's see if I can show you folks.
On my way.
Yeah, Segestica. And then there's another one down here. And it's really interesting. These are both very long, skinny provinces. The province that belongs to this settlement here just has this very narrow strip. You can see, is this the line? Or is that just a road? It's actually hard to tell. But take my word for it, it's a long, skinny province, and it's bordered by another long, skinny province, which is Segestica. So the settlement for this province is here, the settlement for this province is down here. Now, this is interesting. In one of my testing campaigns, I did essentially, like, I was tasked by the Senate to take this province, and then I rushed over to take Segestica before the Dacians could take it. And they're good provinces. This one has gold, this one also has gold, but it does not have a port. Because there's this long, skinny province that separates it from the coast, it can't build a port. But gold is still gold. It's still, you know, good for that. However, the problem with having Segestica is that it does put you in that position where you border too much stuff right away. Now, the Dacians are one thing. The Dacians, if they kind of come over from their heartland and take Segestica, okay, well, they're a little bit out, you know, overstretched, but that's one thing. But the other faction that taking this province would have you border is the Macedonians. They would end up, and I'm not really sure, okay, yeah, I don't really know where the settlements are in this region, but what I ended up having was a Macedonian neighboring this skinny Segestica province. But they didn't border this region. This is just bordered by, like, the Brutii, once you take Apollonia, and I think that's it. I think that, I'm not sure if anything else. I felt like I was protected from Macedonian aggression by not having Segestica, because I was never attacked when I just had this province. So it's interesting. It's one of those things where I see a lot of Julii players, like, they really just gun for this and this. Like, both of these provinces are wealthy. But in the name of sort of holding back and not making too many enemies too early on in this campaign, you know, because that put me at war with, at that point, it was like I was being attacked by the Macedonians, the Dacians, and the Gauls, and I think the Germans had just declared war as well. And I felt like I could deal with it. Like, it wasn't like the campaign was over, but I was like, oh, okay, let's not do that. Like, I just kind of made that call and just said, I'm good. I'm good on that strategy. Don't need to do that. So for now, with all of that talking out of the way, let's actually get a fight in. So let's see if they fight. They are. Well, okay, yeah, because they're being reinforced. Perfect. So let's see what they have here. 3 warband here and that, and then I can't even see what they have here, but I know that one of them is a warband as well. So there's at least 4 warbands, and there's going to be no actual generals. But I have 2 generals, and Numerius Tuditanus. This is that 41-year-old geezer who I just married off to my young daughter. Yeah. And this is the reason why I decided he was worth it. He was a 2-star general with the good attacker trait, so 4 stars is not bad. So this is why that happened. Let's fight this battle.
The gods have surely smiled upon us. The omens are so numerous and so in our favor that I cannot describe them all and still have time for a battle today. The Gauls fool themselves and think they are our equals or better. I think they had the stench of death about them. They have been led here by strutting fools and blustering morons. Now they will pay the price. I have fought these men before, but they do not know me. They will, however, fear me by the end of the day. Now, set your minds on the task to come. Strike hard! Strike without mercy!
Hell yeah, let's go.
Units, on my order!
I really like how the battle starts with a zoomed in of your general rearing up on his horse and kind of giving orders. That's kind of a cool thing. Alright, so we're on the downside of a slope. Not ideal. Not ideal really at all. And I don't know if I really want to come up into this. See, typically you would want to sort of try to get on level ground as fast as possible. But this is forest, and I know that the warband they get a bonus in the forest. Luckily there's no snow, so there's no snow bonus. But they do get forest bonus, so I would rather stay out of the forest if I could. So let's try to get as close to the forest as possible without going in it, and let's hope that they decide not to fight us in it. Also, I'm assuming there. Oh yeah, there's the Narbo Martius. There's the fort. Oh, that's so neat. There's some pretty neat stuff about this. Tactically, I think the maps are pretty boring, but the vistas are cool. You know, that's something that you don't really get in Medieval and Shogun, right? You sort of get like a lot of times in those maps, it feels like you're playing inside of a bowl where the edges sort of just go up and then they just disappear. And here you do kind of feel like you are connected to things, even though the map itself, tactically, from a training perspective, it's pretty boring. You do feel connected to things, which is neat. And that's the little town there. So the reinforcements should be coming from that direction, which is just nice. It's nice to, be able to recognize your surroundings like that. Okie dokie, we all set up. Let's get jumping on and open. They're over there. Okay. And the reinforcements are coming from this direction. Yes, they are. Okay. Well, let's try to finish off these guys nice and fast. So let's go there, there, and there, and there. And let's keep an eye on this. Are they like nearby? They're making their way over. And can we see what they have here? There's just 3 units of warband, so that's the one that we had full vision on. Yes, it is. Okay. Alright. If at all possible, I would like to destroy these 2 armies separately. And it's my understanding also that if I destroy this entire army as well, that means I get the settlement without having to siege it. They are coming on pretty fast. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have time to take my time here. I might have to rush in on these warbands here without really getting a chance to toss my pilum in. I might just have to, yeah, just kind of go on in and surround them and beat the crap out of them. Which isn't, it's not a comforting feeling, I'll tell you what. I prefer to take my time and to throw sticks at them. But I think it's more important in this scenario to deal with the two halves of these armies separately. It kind of looks like they're starting to come after me here. So they're making their first move, and I think my Velites will be able to start... Ooh, yes, this is perfect. You go here. So we're going to start throwing at that unit, and then we can get a little flanking charge in here as well. So yep, go ahead and throw your Penum in, and that's fine, that's fine. And then up here, now let's move back with you guys, and then you can move up as well, like that. You guys can chase, let's see, or not, don't do that. Don't do that, I was just kidding, I was kidding. It was a joke. Alright, so we did a bit of damage to one of those units, but they did get away. I didn't get the full break on them, because they did attack piecemeal, and we do have... Yeah, they're coming on up, so we can't waste too much, we can't dilly-dally too much here. So let's get these guys going up here, and then... Yeah, okay, yep, they're going in for a full charge here. So let's get you guys up here to screen for them, and then you run here, you charge in, charge, and then charge as well. And let's get my center turned around so that we can face the enemy. You stop throwing your stuff. My general's fighting. Thank you very much. And it would be nice to get rid of that. That's a big old chunky unit that I would like to be able to kill. You guys can get back and just let my two generals run this stuff down. Where's the red line? How much time do I have? Yeah, I don't see the red line. So yes, we're gonna get... Ooh, yes.
The gods be
yes,
praised.
Nice.
The enemy's hearts are full of fear.
You come down and try to kill those guys. And then you come up there as well. And yeah, just let my characters continue to chop down all of these guys. And yeah, now it's time. I'm not seeing them. Are they? They're not retreating now, are they? Because they just saw their... Oh, they just retreated. Damn, that sucks.
The enemy's hearts are full of fear, and now they flee.
I mean, I'll continue it if there's any more kills left to be had. I wonder... Yeah, I wonder if it's possible to get any more kills here. If I just have everyone run up. You can continue to chase the last remaining of those guys. And let's see, you are dead. And then yeah, that's it. Looks like we're not gonna get a chance to kill that other army. Oh well. So it looks like we're still gonna have to siege Narbo Martius. So yeah, we got 364 kills. We did lose 7 men. And we did heal 2 of our Hastati. Yeah, so that... Let's see, what do we got? Trait increase. +3 command. Hot damn. Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's good for a geezer. So we have... Ooh, the Spanish are here. Oh, okay. We just drop a little save, and yeah, let's take a little peeky at what's going on with the Spanish. Okay, so they're not allies or enemies with the Gauls. They're just watching. Got it. And I can't freaking attack Narbo Martius. You guys better not attack Narbo Martius before I will go to war with the Spanish to take Narbo Martius. Mark my words. What do you guys have? 4 units? Yeah, you frickin' better not. You frickin' better not.
Your Honor.
And I think that's gonna be it for this turn. I wish I could see more around me because I feel so blind right now. Like there could just be another Gallic army hiding behind a mountain pass somewhere. It's pretty spooky. It's pretty spooky for sure. Let me just double check my taxes, make sure that everything is where I want it to be. So yes, low is fine for there. Normal is the best I can do there. Batavium can do much better. Oh, no. I'm trying to... Right. I want people. I want population in Batavium. That's the best I can do there, and very high is fine for that. And I don't think I need to... Let's see. What's here? Illyrian mercenaries and 2 mystery units here in Segestica. Okay. I think, if I remember correctly, I think all 3 of them are Illyrian mercenaries. And these are all... They're going to be javelin units. Pretty decent in melee, if I remember correctly, but I rarely remember things correctly. Alright. That might be it for this turn. I have no money to spend. I'm training a little horse here. And I'm building some roads in Batavium. Pretty basic stuff. Let's end this turn. And let's see. The Gulls want to talk. Well, what? They want a ceasefire, and they want me to give them Mediolanium and Batavium. Gosh, guys, it's... You drive a hard bargain. Is there any counter offer I want to make? Like, I don't want the ceasefire at all, right? Because I'm going to be taking Narbo Martius this turn, so yeah, I don't think there's nothing. Regular tribute, no. Wouldn't that be funny if I said I'll give you a ceasefire if you give me Narbo Martius? I'm really. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience playing this. I kind of want to see what would happen here. Like, there's no way it could be this easy, right? We have nothing to offer in return, and we must. What do you mean offer in return? The settlement that I asked for, maybe. That's an idea.
Waiting to ambush.
Waiting to ambush, eh? Well, we're having none of that. No ambushing. Profits. So treasury, 2,500. Good. Yes, money. Money feels good. Roads in Batavium. Good. Yes. Equites. And the Thracians and the Macedonians are at war, and the Parthians and the Seleucids are at war. Okay. Okie dokie.
General.
All right, so you're gonna hang out. You are gonna come down here, and then Equites as well are gonna come over. And then the boat can reach both of them. Is that worth doing, or is it worth waiting here for them to arrive? Like, what's more movement for the boat? Or what takes the least amount of turns? I don't know. I don't know. It looks like they did. Ooh, damn. How did this? Did they sneak an army in there when I wasn't looking? Oh, damn. That's decent. That's a decent little force. 3 warbands, and then 1 barbarian cav, 1 barbarian mercenary, 1 skirmisher warband, and then a character, Vindex. This is before he made the cleaning product, I suppose. 3 commands. Yep, that's 3 commands. Good. 3 commands. Good.
Orders.
Vindex. Ooh, yes, I can train. Oh, yes, perfect. Barbarian mercenaries, I'm saved. 800 denarii, done. I will do it. The stats aren't super great. They aren't. You know, it's 7 attack, 10 defense. Like, don't get me wrong. I get that these guys are, you know, pretty meh, but at the same time, any time that you can recruit soldiers without taking from your taxpayers, I think is a really good thing. I recruit mercenaries every single chance that I get. Every chance that I get. Yeah. And unfortunately, though, I don't have a lot that I can use for missile. I mean, I do. Okay, so Velites and then a crap ton of Pilum that I can toss. So I can get in there.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, let's just
sir.
build 2 rams and then maintain the siege.
Under siege, sir.
And then let's try what we attempted in Batavium but then failed to do, which is go in there, toss some javelins, toss some Pilum into their faces, try to whittle them down as much as possible, and then instead of withdrawing, just wait the battle timer out. I can just fast forward time, and that will end in a draw, not a defeat. Therefore, I get to maintain the siege, and I won't just retreat to, you know, like a different world. That's my understanding of how that works. I'm just going to do this compulsively, don't mind me. And I still have 4 turns to complete this. So I think we're still in good shape here.
Fleet ready.
Let's go over and do this, and then let's...
Fleet ready.
Having people on a boat that could be attacked by pirates is just so scary. So I'd rather wait until the last moment to put these people on the boats, otherwise I'm losing, you know, these 5 units. Because I could pick him up and then him up, that's one thing, but let's just wait. Yeah, let's just wait and hang out here. Mediolanium, you're not happy, what's up? You want some lower taxes? Fine. You get lower taxes. And...
Yes, master.
So I don't know what my next mission's going to be, so it's hard to know exactly what to do with my spy right now. It would be good to keep an eye. You know what? Just look up.
Out of moves, sir.
Did that give me 0 vision? Did he come up here and he can't see anything? Is it because the Scipii diplomat's not blocking my vision, is it? Or is it just like the terrain, like he needs to get past the mountains to see stuff? It's really interesting how vision works. It's very natural and realistic, except in this case, it seemed like it didn't expand my vision at all, so that was a little weird. But yeah, it's very interesting how, you know, when you put units onto a hill, or like a, you know, agent onto a hill or an army or something, their vision expands, they can see more. When they're inside of like a valley, a mountain passes, their vision is blocked. It's just really just cool. It's just really... It's a cool thing. I like it. I like how it's done. Really fun for me. You know, coming from medieval and Shogun, like these are things that I'm really enjoying about this game. And now with these 2 characters, is it time for me to start moving them about? Because now that I have money to spend, it's time for me to really start spending that money, right? I think I took a couple turns of a break here, and since I don't plan on training anyone here in Batavium for the time being, and what's more expensive, Hastati or Equites? It's the Hastati, aren't they? Yeah, they're 20 more, and you are the guy that does give me the discount to training costs. So let's get you in Arretium for now.
Imperator.
So that I can get a discount on Hastati down to 396. That's a good save. And he's still going to give me a 5% discount on anything that I build. So I will take a peek at that in a moment. And then you are just going to be for 10% discount on construction costs. So I might just keep you in Batavium. That might be the play. Let's see here. Build. Paved roads is tempting. How much would that give me money-wise? Pretty much like the same amount as money as the port, which is interesting. But I think I want to go all in on the population growth. That's what I'm thinking. So let's do land clearance. Is there... Do I already have a trader here? Yeah, market. Oh, I already have a market here. Okay. That's the upgraded trader building. So that's gonna give me a little bit of a boost to income. So yeah, that's okay. That's giving me my 152. Got it. I got it. Yeah, let's go land clearance. Yeah, make a little bit of money. Nothing too crazy, like 65, 60, yeah, maybe 70 denarii. But then it does increase public order by a little bit, and it does increase population growth. So, land clearance, that'll be done in 2 turns. I get my discount, but then I don't have to keep them in the settlement. What I can do now is I can bring him up here. And then I can, ooh, I can recruit some stuff. Yep, barbarian mercenaries, every single, ooh, wait. How much do you cost? 800? Oh, that's all my money. Maybe next turn I'll recruit you. Because what I want to do now is I want to build a fort, and that costs 500.
Build fort.
And then I will merge you guys. And then you come up and you're going to garrison that fort. And then you can come back down. So that's a good place for a fort. And then I want another fort over here north of Mediolanium. So you can start moving that way. And yeah, I'll pick up those barbarian mercenaries eventually. And I will, again, put them on a boat and send them west. Send them west to fight. I have 322 money left, and I can't do another equite, can I?
Orders.
And you can't make it there. So what, do I just say... Let's see here. If I got an equite instead, and then... Can't build anything. Okay. Something that I would like to do is train up a unit of peasants here in Mediolanium. And then I can bring them over to Patavium, but then they can garrison Patavium so that this army can be moved out somewhere else. I would obviously like to retrain these units, and let's see here. How much, I bring out everything except for my town watch. How is this gonna look? So sad face, but still 80%. That's like okay for me. And then these units can start working their way down. So Hastati, they can all be brought down to Arretium to be retrained. And then Equites can come down to Arminum. Ooh, and my Triarian and my archers, yeah, god damn it, I want them on the boats as well. Oh, shoot, I should have moved them last turn. I really want these guys on those boats. Because these are like my 2 best units.
Move out! Out of move, sir!
Ah, gosh darn, can I wait an extra turn for them? That is a tough call. Or do I just send the boat without them? I guess it depends on if anything else shows up, you know?
Orders! Orders! Imperator!
Because if other Gallic armies start showing up, I might need those reinforcements sooner.
Orders!
Before I end this turn, let's remember to move my diplomat up here, because if I could talk to
Without delay.
the Britons and... Yes, okay, so maybe if I can get some money out of them, maybe I can afford to build another building or train another unit. So let's do trade rights and map information for map information, and let's see if I can get a little bit of money out of them. Let's start with 1,000. Let's see, my diplomat has 5 influence, so let's start with 1,000 and see what they're thinking. Oh, their demands. They want me to pay tribute, 50 denarii per turn for 5 turns. Huh, well, that's... no. Okay, well, we got 150 denarii out of them. not a ton. But now can we 372? Can we build anything? I don't think we can even build anything. But we might be able to train something. Do I want to spend money on Town Watch? I don't know if it's worth it.
Orders?
Money on Town Watch. What would I need the Town Watch for? I use them for garrisoning my forts. So I need one here and then one up here. But I'm going to be needing Town Watch to also garrison forts around this area as well. So they're not, they're not totally useless. So let's go on and get a unit. Yeah, spending exactly 150 denarii. That's the money that I just got off of that deal. And then, hey, I got vision as well on the Britannians. So yes, here they go. They have the 1 settlement here on the continent. And then they have the 3 settlements here on the island. What do they have here? Some more bands, barbarian mercenaries. Their family member, 1 star, 1 management, okie dokie.
Yes.
And let's see, what's next now? So I don't think I've talked to the Spanish yet. So I suppose I should work my way down. Yeah, they're neutral. So let's go ahead and work way down here.
At once. No more moves.
And it's tempting as well, to start sending a diplomat east as well. $250 denarii for diplomat? Okay, so I can't afford one. But it's tempting to start thinking of that. I know that once I get... Well, I already have a port in Ariminum. But being able to trade with Greek settlements is, I think that's going to be useful at some point. Now I think I'm getting to the end of this episode, but let's just play one more turn here. I want to see if anything happens. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to take Narbo Martius in this episode, unfortunately. Senate offices assigned and a turn report. So sitting on 2200 in the treasury. Senate offices assigned. No, what? Oh man, I got held out. None of my characters were given a seat in the Senate. Wow, that's a rough start. So 4 of the SPQR and then 1 Scipii and then 1 Brutii. Ooh, rough. That is rough. Yeah, Tiberius Brutus and then Gaius Scipio. Okay, well, what am I doing wrong, guys? Ay. So, recruitment report. Yes. Ceasefire between Gaul and the House of Scipii. Okay. Interesting, because I am not... I don't have a ceasefire with them. And we get some devastation here. Am I causing that? Is that devastation for me? Huh, interesting. So it would be 3 turns before the surrenders. Interesting. A palisade. Huh. But I do think that I want to attack in and do some damage with my... with my ranged, my missile attacks before I actually, go in for the final assault. And I think that I've made my decision to just go send these 5 units, bring them over as soon as possible. Don't see any pirates around. And then these other units can make it on the next trip. So these archers and these triarii And then, yeah, this town watch, he can make his way over. And then this Hastati, he can make his way over as well. And yeah, anything else is trained up in time for that next trip, including like the barbarian mercenaries that I could possibly recruit as well. Yep, that's an option for sure. They can be sent on the next boat. So yeah, these boats are just going to be ferrying troops on over to Narbo Martius to help me take this and also to hold it when the time comes for counterattacks. What's going on here in Alessia? This is the, yeah, the Gallic capital. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units there. Okie dokie. And this is a large town, I believe. And that's where I think I'm going to leave things, because I'm set up to attack Narbo Martius in the next episode, and back in the home territories, Lucius Julius is going about setting up forts so that we can guard the mountain passes against any possible incursions. And yeah, it seems like that Scipia diplomat was blocking my vision, because now I can actually see more stuff up here. Or no, and actually, I'm not. I'm getting this vision up here based on this diplomat. Okay.
Yes, master.
So he actually just needs to exit the mountain pass to be able to see stuff.
Moving.
Yeah, now I can see stuff. And the Germans, oh hello. They might be going for Euvenum, which is being held by 1 naked fanatic, and then 2 warband and 1 peasants. I don't know if this German army is going to be enough to take Euvenum, so we will have to keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, I can continue to build up my infrastructure back here at home, and I can continue to train soldiers and put them on boats to send them back to Narbo Martius, because this is where the battleground is going to be held, and once that is taken, I'm curious to see where the Senate sends me next. But you know what? That is all going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing... I was going to say Shogun and Medieval. No, I'm playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.